Okay, so this reading is for you, A. It's reading number 839, and I keep two initials just to continue to maintain confidentiality. So A, you asked me to focus on your job situation for you, and the Oghams will talk to you about how you can cope with that and what needs to happen. So we'll spend a lot of time with these ones here, but I want to start here and work my way around. Now this is Gorse or On, and this Ogham for you is in the position that themes your whole reading, and sometimes it's about sexuality, quite often though, and for you this is about living in the now, being unable to plan for the future, because you're fighting fires. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that there's dreams that you want to have, there's goals that you want to do, there's targets that you want to meet, particularly around work, and you had such high hopes for what was going to happen when you moved into this particular role a couple of years ago, I think you said, but shit happens, colloquially speaking, and for you all you can do is just keep doing everything every single day, because instead of actually planning ahead, because you're just fighting this crap that's constantly hammering at you. So there's hardly any energy left to kind of look at the bigger picture, so to speak, because you're just dealing with what's happening on that particular day. And so that's not necessarily a destructive place to be, but it's certainly not a productive place to be. Now these three staves over here, these runs kind of represent the last year or so for you. And we have Ruis or Elder here, and that's about regret. It's, and when I say that, that's not necessarily in terms of you've done something wrong and you need to be regretful of that. And that's not what I mean at all. But it's about you constantly looking at what am I doing wrong? What is it about me that means that I'm constantly fighting these battles? And it's not all about you. Okay, so that's really important. First of all, it's not all about you. It's about the insecurities of these other people and how that is impacting on you. Really important for you to remember that, okay, because we're going to pick up on that a little bit more. Sitting over the top of here is Iho or you, and this is about change, but it's about changes that you've put in place. It's about decisions that you've made. So you've attempted to do different things in order to combat the negativity that's been firing at you. And you've done a damn good job, and I can see that you've done a damn good job, because we've got Ivy or Gort here. Now Ivy is about survival. Now that's negative insofar as it doesn't mean that you've enjoyed particularly the last year at all. It means, oh my God, you've just had to do it, you poor little sausage, because that's your job and that's what pays the bills, and it's sheer guts and determination that's got you there. And I'm sad to see that, but I'm really thrilled to see that you are still there. You are still doing it. You are still going for it. Ivy is all about tenacity, and it's about hanging on, and it's about dedication to task, and it's about getting the outcome because you said you were going to do it and you do it. So it's about loyalty. That's wonderful, and that's worth remembering, your loyalty. And the fact that you've been hammered by the negativity and you're still there, how amazing is that? Seriously, how amazing is that? Now, I'm sitting over the top of this, right in the middle here is Fern or Alder, and this is about seeking advice. And this is where you're at right now. This is the situation that you are in now has got to the point where you must seek outside advice, okay? Absolutely key, fundamental at this point. If you get nothing else from this reading, I want you to get this one thing. It is really important that you go and seek external advice outside your company right now, okay? If that means going and seeing a lawyer, so be it. If it means going and seeing an industrial a specialist, so be it. If it means going and seeing an ombudsman, so be it. If it means going and seeing a specialist who works in industrial relations, do it. Your union, I don't care who it is, you need to go and talk to one or two other people who are experts in the area of industrial relationships, of relationships within workplace. From a legal perspective, you need to be doing that now. Okay? That's just, the Oghams are hammering that with me. Please do not try and fight this battle any further on your own. You need support. Okay, that's what they're hammering me with. So let's look a little bit more at these ones here, which are the Oghams for the next, I guess the next year or so. We actually had them this way round. So I'm just going to spend a second on each one of these, and then I'll kind of tie it all together for you. Theming your next 12 months ahead is Dewar or Oak. Now I'm really pleased to see that here, but it's actually testament to who you are, which is more about that dedication that we saw here. It's about your continued loyalty and dedication. Now, this is Oak, where this was Ivy, and these two are both about bloody hard work, eh? Seriously, they're both about bloody hard work, to put not too fine a point on it. The difference between this one and this one, this is about survival. This is about, so it's about hard work and just going for it just to survive, whereas this one is about hard work because you are a loyal, dedicated person with ethics and morals. So you can see the similarities but also the differences there. And so your ethics and your morals continue to push you to work as hard as you possibly can over the next 12 months. I'm going to pick up on that a little bit more. This one sitting over the top is Holly or Tyne. Holly is about obstacles, but it's particularly about self-sabotage. It's about getting in your own way. Okay, it's about tripping over your own perceived faults and stuff. Partly this is around your increasing limited self-confidence, or I'll rephrase that and say partly this is around over the last 6 months or so, your self-confidence has actually fallen through the floor and you've struggled to cope with the situation at work, and you keep asking yourself, you know, what the heck am I doing wrong? So remember what I talked about to begin with, it's not all about what you're doing wrong. Really important that you remember that. Underneath that is Ingertoll or Broom, and this is about sweeping away old fears, behaviours, even people who don't support you anymore. This is about going and getting that help that I talked about here. This is about going and seeing a lawyer, somebody who is an expert in the relationships at work from a legal perspective. Okay, that's what this is all about. It's really important that you do that. And I can see here that you will have a tendency to say, oh, but that will escalate things and I don't want it to. Yes, it may well escalate things, and there may well be a change of a job as a result of that, but you will come out on top. Okay, if you ignore this or if you just keep putting up with it without getting external support, you will get hurt. That is absolutely, the trees are just hammering me over the head with it. You need support. This one down here is Huath or Hawthorn, and this is more obstacles, and we've got already obstacles with Holly here. Now we've got Hawthorn as well. Flippin' heck, you poor little sausage, you couldn't get many more obstacles. But one of the good things with Huath or Hawthorn is that it says that the end result that you want you will still get, but you just need to think about things in a different viewpoint. So what am I getting here? Look, I'm gonna really tell you that what I can see happening in the next 12 months is that you will change jobs. But the trees are saying that it's really important that you change jobs on your grounds, not on someone else's grounds, because they are trying to find a way to remove you from that position. All right, there's no two ways about it. And much as I would really like for readings to be full of love and laughter and all that kind of stuff and happiness, life isn't like that. We all know that. And so my role is not to be a filter and filter out all the rubbish and the nasty stuff in a reading, but to lay it out to you in such a way that you're in a better position then to make decisions that support you moving forward. Again, I have to say, because they're hammering me again, you need to find a new position, but you need to find it on your terms and not be told to leave. So that means, in the meantime, you need to go and see that lawyer or a legal expert in industrial relations, and you need to talk to them about what is your position. That might be a union or whatever. What is your legal position? What are your rights? What are the things that you can do here to protect your current position until you find that new job? And you will find a new job, and you will love your new job, and you will be happy, and in actual fact you will have better finances as well, better money coming in, and you will be peaceful and you will be happy. But between now and then, and that's several months away, you need to be protecting yourself, okay? Really important that you need to be protecting yourself legally while you go off and look for a new job, okay? Because you want to find a new job on your terms, not on theirs. So I hope I'm making that really, really clear to you, because I'm telling you what, the messages, sometimes messages come through a little bit garbled from the Oghams, but your messages are absolutely smacking me in the ear roll. Get that legal support from a union or a lawyer, and be looking for another job at the same time, so that when you move into a new job, you do so on your terms. And there will be a reward for you doing that in terms of your peace, your happiness, and so on and so forth. Do not let them push you out of that job. Your druid animal oracle card that came up is Hawk. Now, or Shebach is the druid name for that, Shebach. Hawk is brilliant, okay? This is an amazing bird, bit of a free spirit, and he wants you to see the bigger picture of your life. Now, you think about hawk, they kind of fly up here and they see all the ground below them. And so they see the bigger picture. And for you, you mentioned that you've become so entwined in this situation at work that you can't kind of see the wood for the trees anymore. Hawk says it's time to step back and get someone else to help you again. You know, that's about getting some legal advice and getting someone to support you, so that they can help you see the bigger picture. Then, when the hawk sees his target, which might be his prey, he dives for it. Okay, so you can see here, hawk is diving for his prey. For you, your prey is a new job. Okay, your prey is your outcome, your goal is a new job, and you will have that new job within the next 8 months that you'll be very happy with, as I mentioned. But Hawk is very sensible, because he just kind of looks, sits back, has a look at the bigger picture. So I really want you to think about how Hawk focuses on what he wants, which for you is that new job, but that as he does so, he protects himself by seeing the bigger picture, and you'll be protecting yourself by having some legal advice to support you over the next few months, and it will take that long for you to find another job. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, your birth tree, your Celtic birth tree, is also holly, which came up in your reading as well. Now, it's quite an important tree for the Celts, because their kings were crowned with a crown of holly. It's an evergreen, so it's considered to be a tree that kind of wards off dark spirits, because it's always got beautiful green leaves, and the red berries are about look at me, look at me, look at me. So holly is very much a protective tree, if you like. And again, we talked about protecting you, remember? Legal advice and protecting you. Warriors carried sprigs of holly with them for luck. So I really encourage you to see if you can find a holly tree somewhere and get a couple of sprigs of holly. maybe even plant some holly in your garden if you can. Bring some holly into the house as well. Take a holly leaf, put it in your purse and have it with you at all times for a bit of good luck, for a bit of a I guess something that you can hold that gives you the strength to know, actually, I'm a warrior and I am amazing. Don't you ever forget that. You know, that kind of a thing. Because holly folks are really capable. They make brilliant business people and analysts because they're really methodical and they're logical and they're sensible as well. And you've kind of got a bit lost in the fog of what's happening at work, which is why you need to take that step backwards and get someone else to help you see that bigger picture about where you are, as we talked about before. Holly people are leaders. I really encourage you to see if you can find a holly bush somewhere and see if you can take one of the leaves from it and keep it with you at all times. Plant a holly bush. Bring holly with you wherever you are. Your Celtic birth deity that supports you is Javanon, a Welsh deity. Really encourage you to go and look at him. And your beautiful birth animal is the unicorn, which is about magic and about strength and about overcoming difficulties. So can you see that when we put all of this together, the next few months is going to be quite difficult for you, and it's going to be really emotionally taxing and upsetting, but the outcome in sometime after Christmas, about February time, is a new job for you where you're starting to feel wonderful, and so you're back to your normal, bright, wonderful, magical self again. So I'm hoping that makes sense for you, my lovely, and that gives you a bit of hope moving forward.